Here's $100,000, and it's all yours.
When Maynard Jackson made this plea with $100,000 in cash spread out before him, it was a searing image of how desperate the city had become for clues in the seemingly unending string of murders. And shortly after the mayor made his pitch, Muhammad Ali came into town to sweeten the pot.
I'm going to announce here now that I'm pledging $400,000 to help solve this problem.
So far, the $500,000 in reward money has not been touched, but the subject does come up frequently in the Williams trial. Last week, the prosecution presented a string of witnesses who claimed to have seen Williams with 6 of the victims on the task force list. And during his cross-examination, defense attorney Alvin Binder has asked every one of them whether they were offered any money or the possibility of a reward in exchange for their testimony. Each has said no. Public Safety Commissioner Lee Brown says between 15 and 20 people have applied for the reward money, but all of those applications were rejected. He refused to say, however, whether any of the prosecution's witnesses were among the applicants. Basically, the city's part of the reward fund, about $100,000, can only be given for a very significant piece of information that was not obtained by normal police work and which ultimately leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for the 28 murders. And since that one solid tip police were always looking for never really materialized, city officials say they're going to be very cautious about handing out any reward money.
I think that the guidelines would have to be fairly tightly construed in terms of their application. Of course, the application of the guidelines always involves some amount of judgment. But I think in the final analysis is that if the guidelines say that it led to the arrest and conviction, then it would have to lead to the arrest and conviction.
Given this rather hardline approach, most city officials say it is unlikely anyone will ever be able to collect the reward money, even if Williams is ultimately convicted. And they say if the money does go unclaimed, they're not exactly sure what will become of it. The money could be returned to the people who donated it, or it could be held in trust indefinitely. The decision will ultimately be made by city attorneys, but for now at least, the money stays where it is. BeBe Emerman, Action News.